Hello, parents, students, and guardians. Your April admin video note. We are towards the end of April. I hope everyone had a wonderful spring break and has had a great first week back from the break. I wanted to highlight four things today. The first is Running with Ed, sponsored by Park City Ed Foundation, is coming up on May 21st. It's always a wonderful community event. We have two teams from Treasure Mountain Junior High running in it, so you can see some of your favorite teachers and staff members. I'll be out and about, and I'd love to say hi to you as well. I always look forward to running in it. It's just one more thing to train for and try to get in shape for. Anyway, we would love to see you participate as well. It's such a great fundraiser, great community event. Yes, if we have the most participation, we get a little bit of extra chunk of money to support our students even more here. But regardless of that, I'd really just love to see as many community members out supporting the Ed Foundation and truly just supporting our students. We're so thankful for the Ed Foundation. We're so thankful for you and how our community supports education through the Ed Foundation. So wanted to give a big plug for May 21st, Running with Ed with the Park City Ed Foundation. You can sign up on the Ed Foundation's website. You can Google search Running with Ed. It'll all get you there. And look forward to saying hi to many of you out and about on the course and at, of course, the great school stops along the way. Second thing I wanted to remind everyone is as we come closer to the end of the year, yearbook, it's time to buy a yearbook. We do not have unlimited yearbooks. So if you want to guarantee a yearbook, you do need to purchase one in advance. That can be done on our website, tmjh.pcschools.us. On the homepage, you'll see a yearbook slide. Those are $30, and they can be reserved on our homepage. Most important thing in this announcement is to talk about the testing coming up this week and in the following weeks. We have our ACT Aspire test for ninth graders. We have our RISE test for eighth graders, and we have our AP tests. First test coming up next week on Thursday is our ninth grade ACT Aspire exam. That is a testing day for ninth graders. They do go to first period, their normal first period on Thursday, and then towards the end of that period, they will be released to their testing rooms to take the ACT Aspire. The ACT Aspire is the state exam that aligns with the ACT and our standards to show how students are doing in terms of performance. We can take this score and compare it to their pre-ACT score and truly identify their growth patterns, their learning gaps, but not only that, students get another predictive composite score on their pre-ACT so they can self-identify areas that they need to work on and areas where they're excelling in. It's a great opportunity to celebrate the learning that has occurred this year and celebrate the hard work of our students and teachers. And lastly, this data, the teachers can take it, and if there are standards that the students hadn't shown proficiency on and do show proficiency on, we can actually improve student grades. So it's a total win for kids. Now, the ACT Aspire data doesn't always get here in time to do that, but the RISE data does. We'll hope that the ACT Aspire data gets here in time to do that. Next year, after the ACT Aspire, they'll send individualized packets that will go home actually your 10th grade year from the high school that give you all of your score results from your individualized score results from the ACT Aspire. For eighth grade, they don't have to worry about testing until the May 9th through the 19th, and those actually happen in their core classes. Eighth graders never take more than one test in a given day during a core class, and core teachers will communicate what's happening, but they have a math test, a science test, a writing test, and an English language arts test. Those tests also give us data that we're able to utilize against their pre-ACT scores to see what kind of growth trajectory the students are on, where they have learning gaps, and how we can personalize their learning for their ninth grade year to ensure that they have a great high school year. The data from those tests comes back immediately, and our eighth grade teachers are really proactive at checking and seeing what standards did the students demonstrate proficiency on the test that they hadn't yet, and students can see an increase in their grades. So it's another great opportunity for students to improve grades, demonstrate growth, and for us to take the data and individualize learning for your student moving forward. The final test, AP test. Hopefully, if you're taking an AP test, you're well aware of this, but we've got geography on May 5th. We've got Spanish on the 11th for our DLI students, and French on the 12th. Those tests happen in the morning at the Treasure Mountain Junior High gym. That information is being communicated from the teachers, but I just wanted to remind everyone that that's coming up for our ninth grade students, a great culmination to our DLI experience here at Treasure Mountain Junior High. So we're excited for our students to perform well on those tests. And the last thing I wanted to talk about very briefly was some great discussion topics at the dinner table. In the spring, we always see an uptick in roughhousing and just touching and putting your arms around each other. And those are not terrible things, but at school they can cross the line. So it's a great conversation is why is it important to keep your hands to yourself, and what can roughhousing lead to, and why do schools say, hey, it's got to be toned down, you can't be roughhousing in schools. And it's because we see roughhousing lead to accidental injuries, and we want students to be safe. And then we also see roughhousing escalate, and it escalates beyond roughhousing to an actual altercation, which leads to school consequences and frustration, and lingering issues. So roughhousing is something that in the spring we see an uptick in historically. We're trying to encourage you to have those dinner topic conversations to help encourage your students for the best behavior possible. Another thing we see in the spring in all schools is an uptick in attendance issues. We want students here. We want them to finish strong and learn here in fourth quarter. So it's a great dialogue around what's the importance of finishing strong in anything we do. And in the school setting, part of that is having great attendance and finishing strong. So we need our students here so they can learn. There's great things happening in their classrooms. We're still trying to provide that relevant, engaging, applicable learning experience, that real experience. So we're launching kids to Park City High School or launching kids into their freshman year next year here at Treasure Mountain Junior High. If you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. We hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their week, and we'll talk to y'all soon.